In this episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing episode 4 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, this episode is the shortest so far. It's only 30 minutes long. It is supposedly 35 minutes, but take away the end credits, it's actually 30 minutes long. Now, basically, the entire episode is just Obi-Wan Kenobi going to Mustafar and trying to find Leia, who was kidnapped by Reva after the last episode, which was episode 3. He does get help from Tala, infiltrating Mustafar and going underwater and finding a way in and, trying to find out what's happening. And the whole time, Reva is interrogating Leia about where these others are, trying to get information from her. But Leia is strong, and Reva tries to use, the mind force with her, and it doesn't work. So everything is just happening so fast. Not much action is into this episode. It's very so much for lackluster, I want to say. It's very much story-driven. Vader does make an appearance at the end with maybe only 2 minutes of screen time, and that's it. He finds that Reva is going all over the place and going crazy, and, he just wants to, he puts her in a force choke, but, he releases her because she says she put a tracker in the droid that Leia has. So it's really interesting how this whole story of, this whole Obi-Wan Kenobi is going. Reva has a history with Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's all she wants. And Vader, of course, has his own history. Now, is it slow going? Yes, I do want to say, because this one episode was just on Mustafar, and that was it. We saw the base, we saw everything happening, and all of a sudden you see Vader come in. 2 minutes of screen time, and that's it. When he's pissed, he's pissed. Vader was pissed in this episode, and you can see that. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen. This is a 6-episode season, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with how the story progresses and how it goes. I mean, it takes place 10 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith. So, are we going to get that big confrontation between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader, and that big lightsaber fight scene that we all want, not the ones we've seen over a course of so many series and movies and films for that matter. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this story. We know what happens with Leia, we know what happens with Kenobi and Vader. The Grand Inquisitors are, so forth in this story for now, but, over the course of time they do, go away in a way. Reva is different. She's a very powerful villain in this, but she feels like she's more forceful as a villain, and that Vader doesn't want anything mishap to happen. Other than that, it's interesting how this is going. Slow going, like I said, very slow going. I'm curious to see what happens, where it's going to go. 2 episodes left. Hopefully it picks up. So far, episodes 1 and 2 were great. Episode 3 was interesting because it was just the Vader episode, and that's what I want to call it. Episode 3 was the Darth Vader episode, and so far the 3rd episode was the best one. So far, this 4th episode was the most disappointing in a way. We have to get more story and everything going on, and more into this world, even though it takes place 10 years after the 3rd film, episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, as I said before. And, what's the whole history between Reva and Obi-Wan Kenobi? Will that happen? Will Reva turn good again? It's a lot is to be answered with questions, and we need a lot of answers. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 4 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? Where do you think the story is going to go with only 2 episodes left? Let me know in the comment section below about the questions I just asked, and I'll see you guys in the next review video, and be sure you tune in next week for my episode 5 review of Obi-Wan Kenobi.